Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Adela and I create lifestyle and mental health content. If you're not, thank you for coming back. Hey, what's up? As you can tell by the title of today's video, we are going to be talking about self-love. And I know it's not the first time that you have heard it, but I personally have been on a self-love journey and I can tell you that it has been the sweetest. And I just thought I would share some of the things that I have learned throughout my self-love journey. And so in today's video, we'll be talking about the 6 ways that show that you are walking in self-love. So if this is a journey that you have been on, if this is a journey that you have just started or want to start, then this video is just for you. So grab your journal, grab your pen, and let's get right into it. So one of the first ways that shows that you are walking in self-love is that you don't compare yourself to others. And I know how difficult this can be, especially in this era of social media and everybody putting their life for the whole world to see. But one of the ways that shows that you're walking in self-love is the fact that you're able to say, I'm so proud of you and congratulations to other people without putting yourself down. You can affirm others without putting yourself down. It's so easy for you to feel like you are lacking or you are not enough when you're constantly looking at what the other person is doing. But a person who is walking in self-love is able to separate their feelings from that of others. A second way that shows that you're walking in self-love is that you honor your feelings. You are able to respect yourself enough to listen to your body cues when you are uncomfortable, when you feel disrespected, when you're in a space that you just don't want to be in, and you're able to remove yourself from that situation or respond accordingly. Someone who struggles with self-love or who doesn't love themselves might find this especially difficult, and so they will find themselves in many spaces where they feel really uncomfortable but struggle to get up and leave, or will find themselves being in a conversation that they really don't want to be in and just struggling and feeling stuck in that situation. But someone who walks in self-love is able to say, you know what, my body is screaming right now and I'm uncomfortable, so I'm gonna get up and leave. A third way that shows that you're walking in self-love goes hand in hand with the previous point on honoring your feelings, and that is you prioritize self-care. Why I say it goes hand in hand is because oftentimes when we hear self-care, we're thinking about skincare or hot showers or buying yourself roses, but self-care has also got a lot to do with self-awareness, knowing when to stop, when to pause, when to let go, when to forgive, and so many other things. A person that is walking in self-love prioritizes self-care. They're able to put their feelings first, and that does not mean being selfish in a negative way or being self-conceited or putting yourself on a pedestal or acting like you're better than everybody else, but it simply means that you understand and you honor yourself, you respect yourself enough, and you don't betray yourself just for the comfortability of other people. A fourth way that shows that you're walking in self-love is that you're able to maintain and honor your boundaries. Boundaries is not just about like emotional boundaries, but this includes even sexual boundaries. How many times do people touch us, especially if you're one that does not like touch? How many times do we have people touch us and we just stand there and we freeze? A person who is walking in self-love is able to honor and maintain those boundaries. They're able to speak up and to tell others and communicate their needs and their wants, their expectations, and even their boundaries in a kind way and in a safe way. A person who walks in self-love is able to tell what they can and cannot tolerate. People who do struggle with self-love or just loving themselves will find this especially difficult. They'll find it very difficult to say things words like no or please stop. And someone who struggles with self-love will also struggle in knowing when their boundaries have been crossed, or even if their boundaries have been crossed, and most times will actually not even know what their boundaries are. So one tip that I can give you is to write down a list of your boundaries. What are the things that you can tolerate and what are the things that you can't tolerate? A fifth way that shows that you are walking in self-love is that you can affirm yourself. Right in the beginning, we spoke about how a person who is walking in self-love is able to affirm other people without putting themselves down. But this point says that you are able to affirm yourself. You are able to tell yourself, well done, Adela. You're able to pat yourself on the back and say congratulations. But a person who is walking in self-love is able to recognize and to appreciate and have gratitude and just simply affirm themselves without feeling some type of way, and is able to recognize some of those accomplishments or achievements or just good qualities about themselves. The sixth and final way, at least on my list, that shows that you are walking in self-love is that you don't get defensive when people criticize you, whether it's constructive criticism or destructive criticism. When I tell you that this is probably one of my biggest struggles, because I'm such a words person, and so when people say things to me, oftentimes when they're negative, for the longest time, it was so hard for me to differentiate between constructive criticism and destructive criticism. And that is so important. I think some of the questions that you can ask yourself when someone criticizes you is, are they telling the truth? Where is the evidence of this truth? Is this something that I can work on? Or are they just hating, type of thing? And you kind of break down their words like that, and then you can tell if it's constructive criticism or destructive criticism. And also just understanding that just because somebody says something about you or to you doesn't necessarily always mean that it's true. At the same time, sometimes it could be true. And so in learning to take criticism as also just a point of reflection to see, is this something that I can actually take on, or is this just another one of those? And I feel like for me, when I started taking criticism and listening to criticism in that way, it made it so much easier to not take things personally when people say things about what they want to say. Oftentimes as well, people who offer you destructive criticism will be people who have no clue what they're talking about. One of the things that I started taking on is that if I wouldn't go to them for advice, then I'm not going to listen to them, because oftentimes people who just say things really don't play such a big role in our lives, and are not really involved in our lives like that. And so being able to decipher between constructive and destructive criticism, and that regardless of what it is, not being defensive about it. And that is it for today's video. The 6 ways that shows that you are walking in self-love is that you are able to affirm other people without putting yourself down, so you don't compare yourself to others. You can honor your feelings. You prioritize self-care. You maintain and you honor your boundaries. You don't get defensive when someone criticizes you, whether that's constructive or destructive criticism, and you can affirm yourself. This list is in no way exhaustive, but is definitely some of the ways that show that you're walking in self-love. So a question that I want to leave with you guys today, if you could just type it down in the comment section below, is what are some of the ways that you think show that you're walking in self-love? Are you on a self-love journey? Is it something that you struggle with, or is it something you have never struggled with? I'd love to hear all your thoughts about self-love and about this video. If there is anything else that you would love to add to this video, I would love to hear from you. And if you made it to the end of this video, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss any of my uploads. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time. Bye.